New training block, new goals. Today is the start of my third training block with John. The last training block, probably my most successful to date in regards to how my estimated warm-up max has been trending. Now, the main thing there that I just mentioned is the trend, and not to say that the estimated warm-up maxes are what my maxes actually are. They could be within a few kilos, within 10 kilos, whatever like that, but the trend is a trend, and if all goes well this block, we should see that continue to increase, which is going to be really promising, because I'm going to be certainly making sure I am fueling myself for recovery, and that's going to be one of the aspects of this video. I'm going to be going through a full day of eating. Would have already seen meal number 1, as well as how the current physique is looking. So body weight is sitting around the kind of mid 95 mark at the moment, and the goal for like the next few months and the next year is to push myself up into the triple digits. So I've never been 100 kilos. The heaviest body weight I've been is like 98 kilos. So the aim is to push as far into that as I potentially can, while maintaining decent body composition, right? Because like I am still interested in competing as a bodybuilder. Whenever that will be, that will be. I was recently at WNBF Worlds there over the weekend, and I was looking at the level of the competitors and seeing just the actual quality of the talent, like even like the amateurs to the pros. And being at that, it really did kind of motivate me to double down on a lot of my bodybuilding efforts, which you're going to see in my training session today in regards to some body parts that I'm going to be working on a little bit more to improve them. However, it has made me want to think a little bit more kind of diligently around my bodybuilding as well as my powerlifting process. And with that, I think the best kind of decision for me is to put off competing again in bodybuilding until potentially 2026. Because I definitely need this year to continue making improvements, and I definitely do think I need to continue making improvements into 2025, because I have bodybuilding goals and I have powerlifting goals, right? And to achieve the goals I have in powerlifting, that's going to take a certain amount of time, and it's going to take a certain amount of exposures to competitions, which realistically next year I can only do 2, max 3, and probably the same the following year. And then we have to filter in other kind of things that I have lined up next year. I've got weddings, I've got stags. I want to ensure that I'm giving myself enough time for all of these goals. And when I saw the level of competitor at the WNBF Worlds, I was like, damn, I have so far to go. And that is motivating to me, as opposed to being something that I'm like, shit, will I ever get to that point? Because I definitely do know I will get to that point. I just need time. And because I need time, I need that extra time to focus on the body weight situation, get my body weight up, continue to get a little bit more muscular, as well as having ample time to set up a pre-prep diet. So probably that is going to be the goal for like 2025, is to get myself closer to my stage weight this year. The next 12 months is all going to be about getting fucking massive, and then in 2025 it'll be bring body weight down, get a little bit closer to the stage weight, probably within 10 kilos, and then spend a lot of time there to make the 2026 prep easier. So really try to go through this in a methodical fashion, and really try to think ahead, as opposed to what I did last year. Was I just started off prep a little bit too fat, and it made the prep very long, as well as it made it very difficult to retain muscle, and towards the end I just started to look small. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be going through my day number 1. I'm going to be going through a full day of eating and what I'm eating at the moment to gain weight and gain muscle, and we'll probably have some other ramblings to go on along there. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Going to finish off this pre-workout. We're going to get to work.
Man spit rhymes, man don't lie. 2-2 step, then the next shot fly. Dictates in the shit sure is. Ask little bro if you think that I'm lying. Them man hate, cause your man so fly. Like text 2 J1s and I'm nice. Thought my bedroom wasn't up, so I stopped, nearly pie. Quang is this, Quang is that, Quang is Marga, his head's fat. But I'm still king in this bitch, that's fact. Fuck this, we turn man. My man don't fuck with them, you choke man. Low it, I meant choke men. Hold on, one from up the old blue. Met a sweet one from down the old Ken. Like, big Quang face from the norm. Big Quang. How did I come this far? I think I'm a bandit, they think I'm a star. When I cut through, man, they breathe like raw. Face so big that I can't go shop, man, I always get clocked. This shit is so hot. Is it a fan or is it a op? Either way, man, I'm moving on job. I love my freedom, but I risk it anytime I see them. Fly at the ride, man, breed them. Caught me up, man, he kept on. L2R2, man, pop this corn like the cinema view. If those key jaws, man's chilling it too, man, zone 2 step. tryna finish them youths. Man, cut you, bust that. Painting, give me that WhatsApp, but when I hit you, better bring me that rucksack. Like, on the up block with a rock back. 2 hands on, man, clutch that. Any shoes on sale, man, cop that. Any up on site, man, block that. I'm like, who's that, what's that? Man, cut you, bust that. Painting, give me that WhatsApp, but when I hit you, better bring me that rucksack. Like, on the up block with a rock back. 2 hands on, man, clutch that. Any shoes on sale, man, cop that. Any up on site, man, block that. Yo.
So one area that I'm really going to be trying to bring up over the next few months is my legs. After being at WNBF, I just kind of realised how weak they are, and looking back on pictures from the last prep, my legs are an area that like looked big at the start, but as I dieted down to get in condition, I did start to lose a lot of muscle mass there. So it's gonna be a really big priority for me over the next few months, because while powerlifting is great for like getting stronger and like lifting big weights, it's definitely not the best method for growing your legs. Say for example, what I was doing at the very start of this session, I was doing 2 triples, 1 with a heavy weight and then 2 with very sub max weights, and then I was doing 2 sets of 6, but again even more with sub max weight. And these weights are probably not stimulating enough to cause a hypertrophy stimulus. So that's why after that then I was doing the likes of a belt squat, pushing it close to failure, as well with the likes of a Bulgarian, and after again more some unilateral work to just ensure that I'm not having any side dominate in one of the squat patterns, and I'm prioritizing those at the start of the workout. And now I'm going on to bench. Today has been rotated around to probably the least important bench day of my training cycle. So I'm going to be doing a close grip bench with my feet up, as well as with a band, right? So this is just to ensure that I'm really developing strength through the lockout. But my primary bench day has been moved to a Friday. So it is a session where I can afford to have bench later on the session after I've done my more fatigue and lower body work, especially since that's a priority for my hypertrophy goals.
Right now, I see my lifestyle's changing. Can't lie, see I like it. I was chilling in the band with cats last year. Now I'm chilling with a crew from Love Island. Different. Ken said do this music thing. I don't like when you talk about riding, but this gang shit set sight, and I love drug money, big guns and violence. They throw ski jaws and I'm chilling it too. Man zone 2 step, man step and flex round there, trying to finish them youths. Top block drilling it, get intimate, go home and I build my zoot. Incog, I don't need to step with a whole gang. More time man stepping in 2s. Watch my back when I lean and shoot. Man do the same cut, that's my brother. Put one hand on my brother, man's getting straight round there with a straight. Man talk tough and the neck, catch him in the flesh, spread them out like butter. I just put me a 10 down, about to put down another. Don't you know I'm about my butter? I love my freedom, but I risk it anytime I see it.
So to follow on with the full day of eating theme, this is what I'm currently having during training. So it is 30 grams of carbohydrate powder. So I'm using clustered dextrin because it tends to be the one that is like best absorbed. Now it is also the most expensive one, so if you want to use an intra-workout carb, getting something like dextrose maltodextrin is much cheaper, and the difference is probably negligible. I just have a little bit more disposable income, training means a little bit more to me, so I don't mind spending a little bit more money on a supplement which may give me a 1% benefit. Also inside it is EAAs, so essential amino acids. Do these really do much? I don't think so. I don't necessarily think there's much evidence at all to really support their use, other than it makes the actual intra taste even nicer. One thing I actually find when I just have the carbs in it as well is my mouth gets really dry and I don't necessarily feel as hydrated. I feel like I want to drink more, whereas when I have the essential amino acids in them, I do feel a little bit more hydrated. And if there is any kind of benefit that can be gleaned from them, you know what, I'm going to take them. So I have 30 grams of carbs, 15 grams of EAAs, have this throughout the training session. How essential is an intra-workout carbohydrate for your training? Again, that is really debatable. My training sessions take me about 2 hours, and a lot of that time is resting, sitting down. So how much carbohydrates am I really burning through? Probably not that many. However, it does help with getting in my total carbohydrate load in throughout the day. And if there is a benefit, I'm going to get it. Now, intra-workout carbohydrates are probably more applicable to somebody who's doing very high volume hypertrophy work, or even more so endurance-based work. However, again, if you're looking for a 1% benefit, this could be one of them, and they all add up. So post-workout is currently some protein sludge. So this is just whey powder mixed with a little bit of almond milk. So I'm gonna mix this up into a paste, which I'll show you in a second. And then some cereal with some chocolate milk. This is actually a new thing that I just started yesterday. So it's actually surprisingly nice. Well, obviously chocolate milk and cereal, bound to be nice. So the aim of the post-workout meal essentially is, it is now 10 to 3. I'm gonna eat again at 5. I just wanna have something that's gonna digest easy. It's not gonna cause me to be very, very full. It's gonna be easy to get down. Have some quick sugars in it as well, because it's been a long time since I've eaten my first meal. And yeah, that's pretty much the all of it. Protein, high carb, low enough fat, not gonna be too filling, and then I get on to meal 3 at 5. So this is the whey paste here. No reason why I have this over having protein shakes, other than I prefer whey this way.
She was almost doing no cardio until like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. She started doing.
Wobbly.
Meal number 3, pretty damn simple. So we have some broccoli. So we're gonna have 200 grams of broccoli. Have 400 grams of potatoes. So I'm gonna chop these up and throw them into the air fryer. And then we also have some chicken thighs. Really enjoying chicken thighs. I know they're probably not the best for me long term because of how high in fucking saturated fat they are, but I'm gonna ride this wave until I get sick of it. And there we go, meal number 3 and some Rice Krispie squares. So we are going to be wrapping up this full day of eating with some burritos, tortilla wraps. Have my chicken thighs seasoned, my vegetables. So I have some pepper, beans, as well as mushrooms here. So about 150 grams there. And then I have 50 grams of onion as well as some garlic. So if you are a child who does not like to eat vegetables, wraps, fajitas, burritos, whatever the fuck you want to call them, stir fries or anything like that, really handy way to do so, because you can sneak the veg into the rice when it's all mixed up, and especially if you dice it up really finely. So there we have it. Final meal of today. 3 burritos. Put them in the air fryer if you're making them, just for a few minutes to get them nice and crispy. I tell you, it makes them so much nicer. But this is about 1,500 calories in total, right? So I do like to have my biggest meals of the day being my first one and my last one, and then the rest during the day, just ones to kind of take me over. No reason for really being with it, and the fact that during the day I don't really like to eat a huge amount because I want to try to prioritize working, whereas I take too much time to make big meals during the day, ruins my productivity because it takes time to eat, takes time to cook. So I have been really enjoying the wraps for the final meal as well, because previously I was having a stir fry, but the stir fries take me so long to eat, whereas like this is probably the equivalent amount of calories, but it takes me far less time to eat because I can just kind of chomp them down in a few bites. So I'm gonna conclude today's day of eating. Hope you did enjoy. Gonna finish off an episode of The Wire, And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.